Welcome back to Bitcoin Advisors. My name is Chris, and it is a glorious Friday morning in Westlake Village, California. Clocked in at 5:50 a.m. and guess what? The sun is just rearing its head up. You can see it over my shoulders. And this is my favorite time of the day. I absolutely love the early mornings. And I do want to say thank you to everybody who participated yesterday in our little contest, which are going to continue. If you do want to win $1,000 worth of free Bitcoin, which the winner will be drawn out of a hat on Tuesday, so make sure you tune back in next week, and all you have to do is follow the instructions at the end of this short little video. And right now, I'd say you have a rather high chance of winning, as we had about 9 people enter the contest yesterday, which means you have more than a 10% chance of winning. So I would grab your friends and family and get them all together and enter as well. So we do have lots to talk about today. And I want to put the focus on Bitcoin and Ethereum and traditional markets. And you can get a free investor guide at bitcoinadvisors.com, a link found in the description below. And this has been an absolutely insane past couple of days for Solana, which I have the chart in the background here. Up 20% yesterday, up another 14% today. And we took a long position at $1.17. And I'll go ahead and pull that up on our filled orders here. Where was our start to our long position? Solana. Well, I put in another position there, and yeah, we started out a couple days ago, September 2nd, at 117 bucks. We're at 144, not too bad. Maybe we should have put all that money on Solana, but just kidding. I think it's good to be diversified. And I'm going to go ahead and start off with some more positions. So what I did last night, I had another 40K in Solana last night, and I threw down another 5K on Cardano. And with Solana, I did put a stop loss in at $135.22. So in case we do, and really I'm letting the other positions ride for today, because I'll be keeping a very close eye on price action today and putting more stop losses in on my other positions for the weekend, because I don't want to get wicked out today. So why am I so confident on an upside move? And I'll bring us back to our video on August 23rd, where we basically had all the secret sauce denoting a macro low on Bitcoin. And again, something to note here is that Bitcoin does rule these markets. Bitcoin is the leader, okay? Although Ethereum is leading a bit right now, overall, by market cap, it is the largest cryptocurrency, Ethereum being number 2. And what were those things that we wanted to see for a macro low to be put in? One, we wanted to see a higher low on the daily, which we got here, the first higher low and a higher high. So trend reversal on the daily. Secondly, we wanted to see our BBB, our volatility read, get to about an 80%. And thirdly, 3 recipes or 3 things that we wanted to see for a macro low to be put in. Higher low on the daily, BBBWP at an 80% read, and what was the number one thing? It's on our secondary charts. It was the blue buy signal on the hash ribbons indicator, which we did get right here back on about August 7th. And what's happened with these blue buy signals? You can go backdate it yourself. What the blue buy signal says is that, one, we have never printed new all-time highs without a blue buy signal. 2, once we've received a blue buy signal, we've never come back and broke the last daily higher low. So if our number one general in the market is going to make new all-time highs, altcoins, typically going to do well in that type of environment, and that's what we've been seeing. So that's why, stop loss on Solana. We'll deal with the others later today. Again, this is by no means financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, and I always say don't invest more than you can afford to lose, completely. So let's get started with some of our underlying market dynamics. First thing we always want to look at is our Bitcoin dominance, and I will throw that up here, and just to make it a little more pretty, I'll throw on our primary chart here. Bear with me just a second, and this just is quite a mess of lines and things, but those are moving averages and whatnot. We can cover that another day. But on the weekly time frame, again, we did say we're coming down to this macro low level here at about 41. What do we have? We got here was a first lower low and then lower high, and that's trend reversal. So would I expect maybe over the next few weeks if maybe Bitcoin dominance comes back down to about 39, and if it comes all the way down to 36, I would expect, wow, altcoins really going to start to party. So another underlying market dynamic we look at is the open interest, and that is in the futures market, in the leveraged markets, all the open interest, so all the long and short positions, as open interest ticked up from yesterday from 6.3 billion to 6.7 billion. That would give me the overall bias that, price action is going to continue with the upside move, and, we're getting higher highs and higher lows. So what else? What else do we look at? Is the fear and greed index stuck at a 74. People still pretty greedy. And what's the old saying is when people are greedy, that's the time to be fearful. And when people are fearful, that's the time to be greedy. Okay. And another thing we look at is our global funding rates, which are at about 0.3%. And what that's talking about is the cost to hold a long or short position. And when we see the cost of holding longs get up to a 0.1%, typically that's an indicator that top's being put in. We're at 0.3%, so we're not anywhere close. So let's start this baby off here with Ethereum, which has been leading this market, and I'll throw on our chart here. Ethereum looking rather healthy. On the weekly, we are scratching up against those all-time highs right now. And what happens when you come back and break a new all-time high? Does that mean we're going to correct? Does that mean market is over? Because take a look what happened the last time we got up to an all-time high on a weekly. When we broke that level here at 13, call it $1,400. The next move higher here was, that took us up to about 4,400, or a 250, gosh, you can't even see it on my screen, but it's about a 275% move. Not too bad. Okay. What I did want to start us off with was the 2-day. Why? The 2-day, if we just take a look here, we did close above the last 2-day. How can I zoom this in for you guys? We did close the last 2-day candle above the topside shoulder band, giving us the bias for continuation. And I would say any kind of a closure today above the topside shoulder band, I'm looking for a move back up to 4,100 to 4,200 before we even get a medium-term pullback. And actually, let's take our fib out and let's really see. Let's confirm that breakout target. So, boom. And should we go wick to wick, a little more aggressive, giving us that target of what do you know, 4,100 to 4,330. Yeah, so that I would confirm that somewhere between 41 and 4,200 before we get a medium-term pullback. But I would, I wouldn't be concerned with any kind of a medium-term pullback because why? Well, this price action is looking very good, very healthy. On top of that, yesterday, we did close a daily above the topside Trilinger band right there. And on top of that, what did we have on our RSI here? We had a few more drives of hidden bullish divergence. Well, this played out here, and we're getting probably the move to the top side of the range at that prior all-time high. And what did we see here? So yesterday when we closed above, and then we had that slight pullback, a little bit of a backfill, I'd say that was just profit taking, not a reversal. And again, one of the three things I'm going to keep barking out here is trend, momentum, and volatility. And our trending indicator, the Bollinger Bands, when we're closed above, that's a trend. Okay, when Stokes are moving up, that's momentum. So we got momentum up to the upside, and we are getting into the critical zone, which does not mean it's oversold. Actually, price action when it gets up in the critical zone, typically we're going to get a run, higher, and that's good. And again, just noting, trend, momentum, volatility, right? So our volatility indicators sprucing up from a zero read, momentum moving up, RSI. We've got all the ingredients for, I think, a little bit higher term, I'm not going to say it, new all-time highs, but the only way I'd be calling this a trap, okay, is if we did come back and close somewhere back below 3650, 3,650. As long as we're closing above 3650, I'm bullish. I'd expect a nice, healthy consolidation at a high level, even on our short-term and medium-term time frames. See consolidating at a high level on the 4-hour. What are we doing on the 1 hour here? Consolidating at a high level. So let's keep the bull horns on and let's keep this market rolling. Now, Bitcoin, really simple. As long as we hold 4,700, there is absolutely no reason to be bearish at all. Okay, as long as we hold 47,000, no reason to be bearish. And we still haven't quite hit our upside target at 52,000, call it, 5150, 52,000, somewhere in that range. We haven't hit that yet. So, again, no reason to be bearish there at all. And then I'll bring our attention to our darling of this market, Solana. And Solana, we did hit our target of $1.34 yesterday. And where was that coming from? We did a little fib retracement here out of this consolidation, which, let's take the bodies, right? We don't need to be aggressive. This thing's already aggressive, right? And that gave us a target up to 135. Nailed that. And then our next target, 150 to 155. Somewhere in that region, I would expect some profit taking. BBB, WP, the Bollinger Band with percentile, it measures the volatility. And what I'd also be looking at here on the daily is, and again, we're starting to expand, is, I'd be using this to judge the next major high. I want to see it to get up to, a 90 or 100% read. And we can kind of go back and look here. What happened back here? The last time we hit 100% read, it got up to $5.03, and we had a pullback to about 275, almost a 50% correction. So I will be keeping a very, very close eye on that. And what would I say here, though, is, very likely we get one more stab to the upside into that 150, 155 region, and then I'd be on guard for a downside move. And then we got Cardano hanging out here at 298. We did say as long as Cardano holds this region, our breakout level, we have a target for Cardano to head up to about 325. That's the measure move off this ascending triangle. It might be a little more easy to see on a 4-hour. And we are consolidating just above our breakout level. So that's why I added a little bit more Cardano. And guys, why am I doing these videos? It makes me a better trader. It forces me to be accountable. It makes me put my thoughts out on the interwebs. And, really, why do I want to grow this channel? Well, it's rather selfish. The more community, the more motivated I'll be to keep this thing going. And hopefully y'all can learn from my mistakes, because I've absolutely been wrecked in the past. And although we're printing a nice little P&L over the past few days, up about 100 grand, I know what it's like to get wrecked and it to go against you. And that's why we have risk management tools. Okay, and now it's the end of the video, and everybody wants to know, how can you win your $1,000 worth of free Bitcoin? It's really, really easy. All you have to do is like and subscribe to our little channel, post a comment below, and then send an email to 10 of your friends with a link to this YouTube video or to our channel. And those friends, who send it to people that you think should be buying Bitcoin or crypto, or at least diversifying. People that haven't been educated who probably should. And you just copy my assistant, Dana at Bitcoin Advisors. She's going to be taking care of all this, and provide your wallet address. And if you don't have one, we'll show you how to set one up. It's really easy to do. And that's all you have to do. I'm wishing you all a blessed and prosperous day. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you back next time.